everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today we return to the notebook that we started the year with, and it is time to review my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to be open, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to hide a single thing. I'll tell you when something went well, I'll tell you when something didn't go so well. But we have got to venture back in the book. So this is basically where I have been putting all my video ideas this year. And when I use an idea, I fold the page down. So you can see that the ones with the pages folded down are the video ideas I used, and then some of them I did not. Aha, found it. Oh, video 1, attempt 3. Oh yeah, I remember I filmed it 3 times because it was my first video and it was just terrible. And now even watching back the one that I put up, I'm talking to the camera really quietly like it's going to eat me or something, and that I'm really nervous. It's bizarre how easy it becomes talking to a camera. But anyway, this was my 2020 resolutions. What we didn't know was going to happen in 2020. Back when we just led simpler lives. Anyway, so I've got to get comfortable. I made 7 New Year's resolutions back in January, and they were all themed around either being more minimal, more sustainable, trying to live more slowly, look after myself a little bit better, all of those sorts of things. And well, let's have a look. So the first one was to shop less and appreciate the things I have. And I put in brackets underneath, the idea of shopping and spending money has become more appealing than the item itself. That was definitely true. I was caught up in like a shopping, buying, spending money frenzy that it got to the point where it was like, well, I want to buy clothes and I want to buy makeup and stuff like that, but I wasn't even that bothered about what I was buying. I was just excited about the idea of spending money. Oh, ridiculous. But I can say so much that I have shopped less and stopped to appreciate what I have. I am on the point of shopping less now that buying things is less enjoyable than not buying things. When I think of buying things, I'm thinking, oh, where am I going to put that? It's going to take up space in my house. I've already got enough stuff, and I'm loving it. I'm loving that I can say, number 1, tick. I've definitely stopped and appreciated the things I have. Even if it's something I'm not that keen on, but I've kept it because I actually use it a lot. You know, I'm appreciating the fact that I get a lot of use out of it. I'm appreciating the things I've got rather than thinking, oh, I'm bored of that, let's have something new. I'm thinking, well, that's still got plenty of life left. I can keep using that, wearing that, whatever it is. Oh, I'm eating my hair. So I would say number 1 in the bag. I haven't been perfect with the shop less. I did set the rules for my no-buy, which is going to be a whole other review video in itself. I told you loads of things to get sorted out before the end of the year. But no, I've not been perfect. There have been slip-ups, which you will find out about in my no-buy video, but I can hand on heart say that I've shopped less. I can even say I have shopped significantly less. I have still bought things here and there. I may have bought things that broke my own rules slightly, but I have definitely spent nowhere near as much money as last year, and I have bought far fewer items. Number 2, oh wow. Number 2, declutter and be more minimal. Well, we can safely say there has been plenty of decluttering going on, and for me, I've said it before, being more minimal for me is not just about an aesthetic, it's not just having a less cluttered space, it's also about consumption and not adding unnecessarily to demand of things that are then being mass produced. And I would say yes, I have definitely been more minimal just in the way that I have bought less, I have brought less things into my home, I've been using up what I've got, as well as decluttering the unnecessary and making more space within my space. So number 2, tick, doing well. Ooh. Number 3, I feel like we're on like a 50-50. So number 3 was shop ethically and sustainably. So as you know, if you've seen my videos on ethical shopping, particularly around fashion, I am definitely on the route to being a more ethical shopper. I am supporting a few companies that are really putting in the effort to improve their practices. They may not be perfect yet, but are definitely well on their way, and supporting companies that have just very good ethics in general. The thing I am slipping up on a little bit is the sustainable part, particularly sort of more eco-friendly. I'm doing well in some areas. I think, for example, I have ordered some underwear, which technically my husband's going to be giving me for Christmas, but it was just made more sense for me to order it. And that is from Organic Basics, because I support their practices and using sort of well-resourced materials and natural organic materials and things like that. And I think in terms of textiles, fashion, things like that, it's been a lot more straightforward. Where I have really slipped up is weekly shopping, groceries, plastic packaging. It's just so difficult to avoid, especially during lockdown. It was so hard because there were fewer places that you could go to get things in particular packaging, and especially with myself, I lead a very busy life, and a lot of the time getting groceries, I have to do it for convenience. I have not got a ton of time to go to lots of different places to get the exact things I want. I need to pretty much get in the shop, get my shopping, get out, and that is it for the week, and not have to worry about it. And I know that is a lame excuse. I know that I really should have put more effort in, but it's just something I let slip. So I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I did an amazing job. I can say that I tried in some areas and I did well in some areas, but I also did pretty appalling in other areas. So that's something I clearly still need to work on. It was just not something I found I was able to avoid. Like, it was just so difficult. And you know, where there was the option between plastic packaging and, let's say, cardboard packaging or glass packaging, yes, I went for it. I didn't just walk up and go, oh no, there's the good one, there's the bad one, I'll have the bad one. Where there was the option, I made the correct choice, even if it meant the product was more expensive or it was a brand that's different to what I'm used to. I made that choice. It's just where there wasn't an option, instead of saying, no, I'm not going to have that, I bought it anyway. And that's where I fell, that's where I slipped up, and that's where I need to make improvements. Number 4, I can't say I really did a good job of, because I didn't get to a point where I needed to. So that was to move towards more natural beauty, so beauty products made of more natural ingredients. Really early on in January, I think it was, January or February, I researched some brands that I would be happy to try out and use based on a number of factors, not just the ingredients, but how they treat animals, the nature of their packaging, all sorts of things like that. And I found some brands I'd be happy to use, but during my no-buy, I set out that I wouldn't buy any makeup until I ran out of a particular type of product, and that just never came about. I never needed to buy any more makeup, so I've not actually branched out into trying any natural beauty products. So I didn't achieve it, cross, but at the same time I never got to a point where I needed to branch out and try it, if that makes sense. Number 5. Number 5 started well, it's not ended well. So, treat food as fuel and look after my body. I feel like I was so much better at this during lockdown. And that's just a time thing. It is simply down to a time thing. I spend so much time at work that, again, convenience becomes a big thing. And so during lockdown, I was eating more healthily. I was cooking more meals completely from scratch. I was choosing healthier options, and all of this ties into time, and that cooking from scratch, it all takes longer. And during lockdown I was able to try new things, see what I liked, try different ingredients, and as soon as I went back to work, it was just like I went straight back into old habits. I won't say the food I ate was particularly unhealthy. I generally make, I would say, reasonably healthy meals, include vegetables that I need in there, a mixture of sort of proteins, carbs, fibres, all sorts of things. Like, I'm fairly balanced in what I make, but it was all the stuff I was used to making. easy to make, know I could do without any problems, and it was almost like the effort I put in over lockdown was wasted because I went back to work and I just didn't have time, and it was straight back into old habits of just doing what I'm used to. I did notice as well when I went back to work, I started snacking more. I'd come in from work and even whilst waiting for my dinner to cook, I can get so impatient that I'll have a snack whilst I wait. And yeah, I really didn't look after myself, and I have put a little bit of weight back on. I lost a lot of weight during lockdown, which was something I was actually quite proud of, because a lot of people said because you're not out and about as much that they gained weight, and I was actually, because I had more time available to me, I was exercising more and I was looking after myself a lot better. And for me, the time to do that is such a luxury because I don't have a lot of spare time when I'm at work. So started well, ended badly. I think that's got to be something I carry into next year as a New Year's resolution. I've got to start looking after myself because I can't really say that I do. Number 6 links into that. Give time back to myself, and then in brackets I put hobbies, for example. Again, lockdown, yes, I had the time to do loads of things that I enjoy doing, and luckily for me, a lot of my hobbies are sort of craft-based, in the house. Didn't need to go out or go anywhere particular to do them, so I was able to do those during lockdown. I was also able to give myself time to relax when I was working from home. It came to the end of the working day, you know, you're already home and you're just able to switch off and relax, and I did have a lot more time by working from home because there were tasks that I could only complete physically in the workplace, and so they were sort of put on hold until we returned to work, and so I had less things to do. And I definitely did look after myself a lot better, take time to relax, take time to do the things I enjoy. Right now, I think thinking about just the past week, coming home from work, I have been exhausted, like a whole level of tired that I haven't been ever, I don't think. And I'm wondering if that's because we had the luxury of lockdown and we sort of got used to having a bit of a break and a bit of a easier work life, not necessarily an easier life, but an easier work life, that we had more time freed up for exercise and relaxing and reading for pleasure and just doing things that were calming and that we could enjoy, that when we've been back to work, and we've been back to work for a solid few months now, it really is catching up to us because we're not used to it. I have never been this tired and this exhausted ever. So with lockdown, I started well, I looked after myself, and now not so much. And that can't be a solution, you know? Working is going to be a continuous thing for a very long time, so there's got to be some sort of solution there. I've definitely got to think about that moving forward to make sure that I'm looking after myself and basically not burning out, because it's probably getting to that point if I don't do something soon. And the last one, number 7. This one's a big tick. Number 7 was to make videos. Backstory, I've probably mentioned this before, but if you haven't seen my other videos where I talk about starting YouTube, I wanted to start YouTube for about 3 years before I actually did. To begin with, I just kind of wanted to follow what other YouTubers had done, the ones that I liked. I never did anything about it, and then January 2019 I actually filmed a bunch of videos. It was completely not related to minimalism, it was a whole other situation. I think I filmed and edited maybe 4 or 5 videos, but I just did not have the nerve to upload them. I was worried like my family and friends would find out or work would find out, and everyone would be disapproving and everyone would say it was, you know, it was a stupid thing to do, and that I really got inside my head about that, so I didn't do it. And then January 2020 rolled around and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a go. What have I got to lose? And I set myself a resolution to keep making videos because I felt like I'd need that to hold me accountable. Like if I wasn't feeling filming a video one weekend, it wouldn't get done, or if there was loads of negative comments, maybe I'd be turned off from the idea. But actually, I did not need that New Year's resolution. I have loved it. I have uploaded a video every single Sunday since my first upload, which I think was maybe the 11th of January or something, and it has honestly been so enjoyable. It's been the thing that I look forward to most because I only have time to film on weekends. I look forward to my weekends when I'll be able to film, I'll be able to edit, and around that time when I upload is usually when I get most of you sort of talking to me and making comments, so I look forward to seeing those and talking to people. And that has all been amazing. I have loved all of that. I've loved filming, and so no, I didn't really need a resolution to keep me on track. I thought I would, but I didn't. I set myself the goal. I really wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I had that as an optimistic target on my calendar. I had like a in the bottom corner of every month, I had like a realistic target and an optimistic target. And in the middle of the year, it really slowed down, and I was sort of better than my realistic target, but nowhere near my optimistic target. And then by the end of the year, it did start to pick up, and I was really, really happy that my channel got 1,000 subscribers. My account got monetized really quickly, and all of this has been in the space of a year, and I've absolutely loved it. So it didn't need a resolution. I'm glad I made it because it's one I can say I can tick off, but I have loved it. This has been my favourite thing I've done all year. And there we have it. New Year's resolutions in the bag. I will be making New Year's resolutions for next year. I've not figured out fully what my game plan's going to be, where my focuses are going to lie, but they will be a thing. I will be sharing them with you at some point in the new year, and we'll see how we go from there. Let me know in the comments, how have you done with your own resolutions? Which ones did you achieve? Which ones did you not and you're kind of wishing you did? And were there any that you didn't achieve but it just kind of didn't apply anymore, and it doesn't matter that that one sort of got swept under the rug, so to speak? Let me know. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.